Hello, I'm Melanie Gomes, and today I'm peer reviewing with Anna. So overall, she did the adventure badge and chose to look at different sandwich shops in Westerly and around the area to see what has the best sandwiches or the best location. And overall, it was a beautiful presentation containing many different colors on each slide that didn't jump out at you too much, but still went along with the pictures displayed and the words, and it was very nice to look at. One of the things that I really enjoyed about the presentation is I know when presenting it, there's a table of contents, so if you want to easily go to the specific shops slide without clicking through all of them, you can go to the link provided on the second slide with each name titled, which I thought that was a very good idea, because then it's kind of like you can skip around easily and not worry about losing your place in the slides. There was also in the presentation different types of font that kind of drew in the eye, as the name of the shop was different compared to the description and review of it, which was a nice variation in looking at the presentation. Now, along with the pictures of the presentation, there were ones of outside the shop and the logos or a picture inside the shop, and a couple had photos of the actual food that was given or bought. And my only criticism on that could be that each of them, when you went there and got a sandwich, that you took a picture and put it on the slides, but there also may not be room due to the amount of writing provided about each different shop. Let me see. So, some of my criticism that I have looked at in my prep period was first that there could be a sandwich on each slide, which just enriches the presentation, but it isn't necessary in my opinion. It just could be used just so you can see the different, like how the sandwiches look different, and just kind of overall like show like that you can clearly see how each sandwich is different from each shop, just even a little bit. Even with the fonts, there was a lot of writing on the reviews, so it had to be small. So while presenting, it could be difficult to read for those who are looking at it while it's up on the big screen. But I assume that while presenting that it would be read as a summary, so it wouldn't be necessary to read it. So the font size is perfect to fit on the slides, which makes sense. I also think that for the background research that had to be done, that a works cited could have been at the end of the presentation, just so that it was on there, but it doesn't, like it wouldn't need to be showed while presenting or anything like that. I think it just could be on there, just added, and to make sure that people know that there is different work that went behind it to back up what you guys were looking at and finding out information on. And my last little note was that occasionally throughout the descriptions of the sandwich shops, there was some passive voice, like in the sentence about the Sandy's Fine Food Emporium. It reads, Sandy's has a variety of different foods to choose from on their menu, and I think has is kind of one of those weak verbs that is not necessarily passive voice, and I think there could be like a way to use either contains or some other synonym that means the same thing without saying has, but words like is, are, and being in was were not included necessarily. I think I saw it maybe once or twice in like the entire written descriptions, which is not bad for the amount of writing that's done, and they can be easily edited out. I just think that some words like can and has and like got could be, since they're weak verbs, could be gotten rid of. But it may be difficult depending, because it's talking about food, so occasionally it is very necessary. But overall, I enjoyed the easy flowing presentation, the descriptions and the pictures and the colors and the different fonts and the quality of work that was put into this. It's just really showing through the presentation, and I think that it's a greatly combined and wrapped up theme of the sandwich shops in Westerly, and it really shows like depending on what kind of food you want, you should go to this shop. So thank you.
Oh god, I hate this. Hi, I'm Anna, and I'm gonna be peer reviewing Melanie's storyboard for her makeup video. At first, I want to say that I love this idea. It was kind of genius. So first of all, I want to start with I loved the flow of everything. Everything kind of went together really nicely. And I liked the use of sources when you were talking about different parts of it. But I did think that maybe you should take out some of the stuff from the sources, just because it's a lot, and it's supposed to be a video that someone would watch on YouTube or whatever, or that's what it seems like. Maybe the audience would be on YouTube looking to either make the different kinds of brownies or just to see what the difference is, because I know that sometimes I'll watch videos of people from other countries trying American food, and then it's kind of funny to listen to what they say. But I did think the outline was really good, and I liked how the sources kind of went with each step. And I do like how you also said where you were going to put pictures in the video, which kind of made it easier for me to imagine. And I also wanted to mention that in the video you don't need to add a works cited at the end. Let's see what else. I didn't really take a ton of notes. So I think my favorite part about the draft was kind of the incorporation of sources into each step. I did see a little bit of passive voice, but it wasn't enough to ruin it. And I also thought it was kind of cool how you're gonna interview your dad in here too.
And I know, does it seem so I know you said you liked the flow. It seems so I was concerned if it made logical sense to put it in that kind of form of talking about kind of the background history first, using the sources, and then going into the interview with my dad before showing us actually making the brownies, and then after kind of doing a short little review.
Yeah, I liked how you started by talking about how gluten-free diets are really becoming a thing nowadays, and then kind of how that relates to baking, and then you kind of brought it into the history and how some of these are associated with wheat intolerance, and then how this can gluten-free things can be alternative for people that want the benefits of it, or if they just literally can't tolerate gluten.
So then, when this is being read for my video, do you have any tips for reading it so it's as clear as possible?
Yeah, so I think when you go to make the video and stuff, I mean, this is just I'm reading it, so obviously it's gonna sound different in my head, but I feel it's like a good flow, and I think if the videos like flow together nicely and you like have a good like tone in your voice and you're like really showing, because I know when I did this badge, like I felt so awkward like talking on camera, but I think like the way it's set up, like you're like in a good spot though.
Okay. And then, one of my things is, since you had done this previously, did you have like a difficult time like making the actual transitions itself in like the iMovie app, or was it super easy?
It wasn't too bad. I mean, the one thing I really do like about this that I didn't do, when I storyboarded, I literally drew pictures. So, like looking at this, like seeing exactly, I think will like help set up. And then like if you know where you're gonna insert the videos and what you're gonna say, it'll help you add the transitions. And like the one thing I would recommend though in the video is not to use like fade transitions, because those will make the video go by and they'll just add more time to it.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure how I wanted to do the transition, so I'm glad, because I do not want to have to make it too long so that people lose their interest.
Yeah, I don't really know what else to say.
That's okay. You helped me out with the questions that I was looking to be answered.
Perfect. Are we done?
Okay. Bye-bye.